Testing.
Okay, welcome everybody to the statutory meeting for 2017. So firstly I'd like to remind everyone that the meeting is being live streamed, we hope, and recorded, and that the voices and images of those participating in the meeting and in the gallery will be captured as part of this recording. I'd like to acknowledge the original custodians of the land we're meeting on, pay respects to their elders past and present, and to any descendants who are here today. As councillors, we have all taken an oath to carry out our duties in the best interests of the people of Indigo Shire, and to do this in a fair and impartial manner. We're all committed to exercising the council's powers and functions to the best of our skills and judgments. Do we have any apologies or leave of absence? Any declaration of conflict of interest? So the first item of business is the election of the Deputy Mayor. Before we get to that, I would like to just say a few words. Firstly, normally we would have a mayoral election. I was given the enormous privilege of being elected for 2 years. No, I would like to thank my fellow councillors firstly for giving me that honour at this time last year, and also to thank you all for the support you've given me over this first year. It's been a challenging year, it's been a really interesting year. I think this new council has worked really well given our absolutely clear differences on many, many issues, and as we should have. We're a very representative group from across our shire, I think, for the different, not values, but different ideas that we hold around issues. I think we work in line with our oath. I think we work absolutely for the betterment of the shire, and whatever decisions we take, I feel confident, are based on really trying to get the best outcomes for our communities, even when we might differ on what those are. So I want to thank you all. I particularly want to thank my Deputy Mayor, Councillor Gaffney. You have, when you've stood in for me, Councillor, when I haven't been available, you have done an outstanding job. You're a Mayor Emeritus. You have great capacity in that role, and thank you very much. We've worked well together. I've enjoyed working with you, and I really want to thank you, particularly for when I was on leave recently, and it was actually probably the busiest weekend that happened since I was first elected, and Councillor Gaffney stepped into that role and did an outstanding job, and I got great feedback from people that you were there, so thank you very much for doing that. So, on to the election of the Deputy Mayor. So, at this stage, that position is now declared vacant. Do I have a nomination for the role of Deputy Mayor? Councillor Goldsworthy. Do you accept the nomination, Councillor?
Yes, I accept.
Do I have a seconder? Well, you are the seconder, actually. All right. Do I have any other nominations? I will put the vote. All those in favour of Councillor Price? Sorry, yes.
Point of order, Madam Mayor, under section 243. If there's only one nomination, it doesn't go to a vote.
Oh, thank you for that. Well, then I would like to announce that the Deputy Mayor is Councillor Sophie Price, and wish you my heartiest of congratulations, and I'm very much looking forward to working with you in the coming 12 months. So congratulations to Councillor Price. Would you like to say a few words?
I just wanted to say a few things because I think it is important, even though I don't like people mentioning my age, I think it is a real factor because I haven't sought this role on a personal level. I've been supported to go for this role by my fellow councillors, and I think I want the young people of Indigo Shire to know that this Shire is proud of that we're really proud that we support our young people. So in whatever leadership capacity young people are looking at throughout the Shire, I want them to know that there are the people there to support them, and if they don't know who those people are, I'd like to get them to contact us and we can put them in touch with other people. I'd just like to say I look forward to supporting you as Mayor, Jenny, and thanks to Bernard for providing a good example of what a Deputy Mayor's been for the last 12 months, and I look forward to learning more from you and from my other councillors, and I'm really looking forward to it.
All right, well, oh sorry, I've just been corrected on the point of order, Councillor. It does say if there is only one nomination, that nomination must still go to a vote. So for a mayoral and deputy mayoral election. So I'm going to put the nomination again, even though it seems silly, but we have to actually fulfil the requirements. All those in favour of Councillor Price being the Deputy Mayor? Carried unanimously. Okay, congratulations again, twice. Okay, thank you very much. So the next item of business is the appointments to the council committees and external bodies. I will just point out that we are in the process of reviewing our committees. We do have a very large number of them and way above what is normal for a small rural council. So we're looking at how we can support all of the different groups that are committees, how we can do that effectively and appropriately. But because that review hasn't been completed, we are still actually required to fulfil the positions as they have been. So I'm going to go through the committees and we've just noticed that some of them have got, some of the information wasn't correct, but we'll move through them and we'll hopefully get them all sorted. So the first one is the Audit Committee. We have two councillors on that, and the current representatives are Councillor Gaffney and Councillor Price. Do I have, well, I'm just wondering, maybe we'll just get you to re-nominate, or do you want to actually, people can state their interest? Are you interested in re-nominating?
Yes.
Yes? Anyone else interested? Do we need to have a vote? Nope, done. Thank you. The Finance Committee. So currently, Councillor Trenery is the chair, and we have Councillor Murdoch, Councillor Goldsworthy, and Councillor Gaffney is the sub. So are there any changes to that committee? Councillor Trenery.
I won't be continuing on that committee at this stage.
Okay. All right, so we need a new chair for that committee.
Yes.
All right, thank you. So are there other, so we now have Councillor Murdoch. Are you willing to continue on that committee? Yes. Councillor Goldsworthy? Yes, of course you can.
The reason why I'm saying that is I think it'd be good for one of the newer councillors to come on board. I've been on that committee, it says 4 years, but I've actually been on that committee since I've been on council.
So
I think
5.
I've been chair more years than I haven't been chair, so I think it's very important that the new councillors that have a lot of questions in regards to the finance probably come on board and get involved in this committee.
All right, so are any other councillors interested in being on that committee?
Yeah, I make myself available for that committee as much as I could, but I wouldn't say that I would nominate myself as representative.
Okay, so we've got 3. Oh, sorry.
And I have noticed that for the last 12 months, many times other councillors have been in on that meeting. It's not like they'd have to go. They come quite often themselves, and that's quite reasonable, I think.
Yeah. I'll just check, Councillor Gaffney, you're on it as a sub. Are you willing to be the 3rd councillor on that committee?
I'm very happy being the sub, Madam Mayor.
Okay. So Councillor Treni's just said that he's willing to be on it but not be the chair. Okay, so we'll continue with the make-up and then we'll look at the chairing of that committee. What? You're laughing at? He's on it. All right. The Beechworth Trees Consultative Committee, at this stage I'm the representative on that. I would rather not be the representative on that because I just can't get to those meetings at the moment. Is anyone else interested in being on that committee? So if we can't fill a position today, we'll just defer it.
I'll do that. I've been on it.
Councillor Murdoch? Good, thank you. Burke Museum Historic Precinct Advisory Committee. At the moment we have Councillor Murdoch and Councillor Shepherd on that committee, and we require 1 councillor and a sub. So are either of the current councillors interested in remaining on that committee, either as a sub or yes as a member? Councillor Shepherd, you both are. Are you willing to negotiate on who's the member and who's the sub? You both go. Well, it's just how we record. Someone is actually the member, the representative, and one is a sub. It's how we set it up. It's how it's established. In the review, if you're not happy with that, we could change it. But currently, so one of you, which one, is going to be the councillor and one of you is going to be the sub?
I'll go with sub.
All right, so, and Councillor Shepherd, you're happy to be the member, thank you. Indigo Shire Community Grants Awards Advisory Committee. At the moment we have Councillor Goldworthy and Councillor Murdoch.
I actually struggle sometimes to get through that. I'm happy to go to sub.
Right, terrific. Indigo Community Access Committee. We currently have 2 representatives. We require 2, Councillor Trenery and Councillor Price.
So Councillor Trenery and myself have had discussion about neither of us commit to both meetings as they alternate monthly.
Yep.
And so we would like Councillor Murdoch to go on that committee if she would be willing, and if that means that either of us have to be a sub, if Councillor Murdoch would be happy to.
Yeah. So, and who's the...
The other alternative is Councillor Murdoch can go as the sub, and if we can't make it, we obviously tell Councillor Murdoch, which would probably be the best. Yeah.
All right, so we don't currently have a sub, but we're just going to create one, even though we're not meant to. Yes, sorry.
Can I just say, we very much work collaboratively around these meetings, and if one of us can't come, we end up asking another councillor, even if they're not part of the current representative. So we often get a councillor at these meetings, even if they're not the councillor that's here. And I think that's the important thing to note. There's always a councillor at something,
Exactly. And at the moment, we just need to fulfil as they are, but all the points you're making, I imagine, will be part of that review process. Okay, so then in Indigo Environment Advisory Committee, we currently have Councillor Shepherd and Councillor Price. We need 2 councillors. Willing to continue on those? Yep.
With that one, do you have a sub, Madam Mayor? I've been asked to call it a committee, but I
we
can
actually
just
don't.
go there as...
Yeah, of course. Councillors can attend any meetings, but there is no sub on that committee. The Indigo Economic Development and Tourism Advisory Committee, we currently have Councillor Goldsworthy and Councillor Shepherd on that. Happy to stay. Councillor Shepherd? Yep, great. Indigo Heritage Advisory Committee, we currently have Councillor Murdoch and Councillor Shepherd. And is that committee still functioning?
Yeah, it's still a committee of council. Excuse me. They haven't met for a couple of months now, but it's still a.
Do they have a chair currently?
I don't believe that they have a chair. They haven't met to elect a new chair.
Okay, so we'll still fulfil the positions, and then so both of you are continuing on that committee. Okay. The CEO Performance Review Committee is all councillors, and we're all attending that when we get a CEO that we're going to review. The Waganya Rail Land Development Committee, to be confirmed in terms of, the frequencies to be confirmed. We currently have 2 councillors on that one, Councillor Gaffney and Councillor Murdoch. Are you both interested in? Oh, there's 3. Yeah, 2 councillors and a sub. Sorry, but I've only got 2 names here. So it's Councillor Price, Councillor Gaffney, and you're the sub. Thank you, Councillor. Chiltern Goodshed Committee of Management has 1 councillor at this stage. Well, it actually only has 1 position, but there are 2 councillors attending. So, Councillor Murdoch, you want to continue on that one?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
All right. Rutherglen Wine Centre Board Special Committee. Currently we have 2 councillor positions, and they're with Councillor Gaffney and Councillor Murdoch. You want to continue? Aturo Island Friendship Committee, there's 1 councillor position. I was the representative last year. Again, I can't commit to it. I've actually only managed to get to 1 meeting this year because it clashes with 2 other meetings that I'm also meant to attend at that time. So if anyone would be interested, I would be very pleased if somebody else could attend. We tried that, but anyway, I'm happy to stay on it and attend if we can. So yeah, I'll have that conversation. Unless there's someone else that's really interested. No? Okay. Barmutha Park Committee of Management, we have the chair, it says is Councillor Gaffney, but it's actually Councillor Price, yep. And you're willing to continue in that role? Okay. And the sub was Councillor Gaffney, yep. And you're happy to continue with that? Okay. All right. External committees. The Alliance of Shires and Councils of the Upper Murray is ACSM. It's meant to have met quarterly. In fact, the first meeting is about to happen for the year in December, so it hasn't been a big requirement, and the Mayor and Deputy Mayor attend. So both myself and Councillor Price will be attending that, and I'll get that information to you, Sophie. Algua, usually the female councillors, so we've got Councillors O'Connor, Murdoch, Price and Shepherd, and we're all happy to continue with that where we can. Yep. Haralgan, Hume Region Local Government Network, the Mayor attends with the Deputy Mayor as the sub. Hume to Yarrawonga Waterway Management Advisory Group. It says it meets twice a year, and it says Councillor Murdoch and Gaffney are on that. There is position for a councillor and a sub. Right.
I'm quite happy to drop off that.
All
I've
right.
never been to a meeting.
All right, so do we have another sub?
Or been invited to one, or received an agenda. So.
Okay. Do we have anyone willing to sub for that one? Or if not, then Councillor Murdoch, you could just ask one of us to attend if you could make it. Okay, terrific, thank you. Lake Hume Recreational Coordinating Committee. We've got 1 councillor required. It says there's 2 on it, Councillor Trenery and Councillor Gaffney. We only need 1.
I'm the one who's on that, Madam Mayor.
Do you want to continue?
Not, yeah.
Oh, you're not, so that wasn't actually you. Okay. And you're happy to continue?
Yep.
Thank you, Councillor. MAV, so the Mayor attends and the Deputy Mayor is the sub. Municipal Emergency Management Planning Committee meets quarterly. It has a councillor position and a sub position. Currently they are named as Councillor Trenery and Councillor Goldsworthy. So
I think what's coming up is what I've done in the last 4 years, not so much, for some reason.
Yeah, I thought...
Yeah, I wasn't on that at all. because I
Okay,
can't make
all right,
the
that's okay, we'll
work.
correct it. So councillor Goldsworthy, you're happy to be on that one? And the sub would be councillor Shepherd, thank you. Municipal Fire Management Plan, oh no, I've just done that one. No, I haven't, it's a different one. Municipal Fire Management Planning Committee. So that's, okay, so that's councillor Shepherd.
I'm happy to be the sub.
And yeah, there's no sub position, but you're willing to fill in if need be. Thank you. Murray Arts Advisory Council meets twice per year, and it has been councillor Shepherd. Are you interested in continuing with that, councillor? Great. Murray Goulburn Tangam Working Group. So I've been chairing that, and I would hope to continue with that. And usually the CEO attends that. But again, if councillors are really interested in coming, of course you're welcome to. That's been meeting fortnightly, and we expect we'll continue to do that. Murray to Mountain Strategic Direction Group meets twice a year. There's a position for a councillor and a sub. Currently it says councillor Gaffney and Shepherd have been in that role. Is that correct? Murray to Mountain Strategic
I don't think
Direction.
they've ever met, have they?
Yes, councillor. So are you happy to continue? And then we'll get a sub. Anyone interested in subbing for that
I
one?
can sub for it, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. North East Waste Resource Recovery Group Forum. Councillor Murdoch was the councillor for that, and I was the sub. You want to continue with that?
I think there was 5 years for you and 2 years for me.
Yes, it was actually. I didn't actually need to attend it because you went to them all. And Ovens and Murray Regional Assembly. Again, the Mayor and the Deputy is the sub for that one. And the Rural Councils Victoria, I'm currently on the board as the Mayor, and the Deputy Mayor's the sub. So that is the committees done and dusted. Yeah, it's not on there. Well, let's put it on there. Goulburn Broken Greenhouse Alliance. And currently we are sharing it really. And neither of us can attend the current meeting, so if anyone else is interested in going along, that would be good. I'd be very happy, councillor, if you were willing to take that on, and I'd be the sub just because I've got too many other committees. Yeah, great, thank you. But happy to share it. It should be on there, because you're on the... Yeah, we're talking. Yeah, they're not our committees, but still worth pointing out. They are external committees that we're involved in. So, so councillor, just to make sure it's noted in the agenda, in the minutes. So, emergency management.
Professional development, and there's one other. I'll get the full name of it.
Planning?
Planning committee.
Professional development and planning, is it?
Yeah, it's professional development, right? Through planning committee.
And are you on both of those? Do you want to remain on both of those? Is anyone else interested in being involved in those?
No, you've got them on the next.
Okay, great. Yep. All right. Done. Thank you, everybody. We've got through that one. Any questions, comments about that item? Thank you, everyone, for putting in. It's a huge amount of extra work, and you know, I think we do really try and get to as many of those things as we can. And as I say, with the review, we might find that we have a different makeup of committees, or that they work differently to what they currently do. Yep. Oh, can I have the recommendation is, thank you, councillor. The recommendation is that council appoints the following council representatives, I'm not going to name them as outlined, to the following external organisations and council committees as detailed in attachment 1. Do I have someone to move that motion? Thank you, councillor Goldsworthy. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Murdoch. All those in favour? Passed. Thank you very much. So, 7.1. Sorry, my little sticky labels are falling off. This is the council meeting schedule and administration for decision. So the recommendation is that council sets the dates that are outlined. I'm not going to read through them all. There's one a month from February through to December. That we determine to continue the following meeting preliminaries in all council meetings, acknowledging the original custodians of the land. And thirdly, we determine that councillors continue to provide periodic reports to council with the following content and frequency. The mayoral diary of appointments to be provided monthly. I'm happy to continue that. That councillors provide a written report on funded development activities or trips as determined by the councillor in conjunction with the mayor. And that councillors are able to provide a verbal report monthly of no more than 2 minutes on their activities that are of importance to the community. Councillor, do you have a question?
I just want to be at that 2 minutes. Is that 2 minutes per thing or 2 minutes on the whole? On the whole lot?
On the whole lot. However, there is always flexibility at the discretion of the chair. So if it was a fascinating report, I reckon I'd let it go for an extra minute.
Thank you.
Do you want to make an amendment, councillor?
I was just never aware of that 2 minutes.
Now, I must admit I haven't really enforced it, I don't think, but I don't have to, so it's okay. All right, so do I have someone to move the recommendation? Councillor Goldsworthy. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Price. Anyone want to speak to the motion? Everyone happy with that? Okay, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Carried. Thank you. All right, that's it. All right, I'd like to thank you all for attending the statutory meeting for 2017, and I now declare the meeting closed. Thank you very much.